How's it going? Welcome to another vloggy woggy. I'm just kind of starting this, you know. I don't know what this video is going to be about. I don't know what I'm going to film or anything like that, but I just thought I would get another vlog started because I've been spending lots of time in my new studio space. If you haven't seen the video, I don't know how many videos it would have been before this one. I have a bunch of videos currently in like backlog. But yeah, if you saw my little studio moving in vlog, you would know that I acquired a little studio space. And I've been enjoying it immensely for the past couple weeks. It's been kind of like a slow process, you know, getting settled in and like bringing in a bunch of stuff and whatever. But yeah, today's Friday, and the whole past week I've been able to come in every single day and work and enjoy the space and, you know, get to know the other studio members and everything. And yeah, it's just been a complete joy. So yeah, that's the start of this vlog. I have a few illustration projects that I'm working on today. I have like a commission that I have going that I'm doing traditionally, which is different for me. But then I just have like a couple other work things that I would like to make progress on. So yeah, welcome to the vlog. Let's get started. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Hi, I'm Licha. If it's your first time watching me, I literally never introduce myself because I don't know, I assume that everybody who watches my videos has been watching my videos for a while. So that's all. I'm gonna work. But here we are in the space, in the studio, which is kind of still crazy to say. I was driving today here, just thinking about this and how cool it is and how grateful I am. And, you know, it's been a dream of mine to have a studio for a while, and now I have it. It's a weird thing, you know, when you've been wanting something for so long and suddenly now you have it and it wasn't even that big of a hurdle. Yeah, so. Okay. Hey guys, it's me in voiceover form and also me in current day November 2025. This footage of the vlog that we are watching, as you can see, it's summer, you know, it's warm. What's going on? I filmed all of this in August, and I'm just now editing it, and I can explain. I'm very sorry. Yeah, just, you know, life was crazy. I had a bunch of videos in backlog. I edited them. Now I'm onto this one. But before I could get to this point where I'm editing it now, work was crazy. And then I went on a month-long trip to Japan. And then I went on another trip to California for a week. And now I'm home. And now I'm editing this. So that's what has happened, and now we are here. So that's just I just wanted to explain why this is so late. I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys are doing well. Yeah, that's all I really have to say. I'll come back in at the end as current day editing me, because I'm pretty sure I didn't film an outro to this vlog. So yeah, we'll come back in and then I'll maybe chat a little bit to you guys. But in the meantime, thank you for being here, and enjoy the vlog from August. All right, hey, oh my god, how's it going? So yeah, I've just been working here for the past few hours. It's 4 o'clock now, and yeah, so I've been kind of working on a concept for a poster illustration thingy that I need to do for the mural festival client or whatever, the same people that I've been doing lots of stuff for in the past couple months. Yeah, so they need a couple more posters illustrated, but these ones are a little bit more like, it's like the second wave of poster, so it can be a little bit more loose, a little bit more crazy. So this is what I'm kind of playing with for the first event. There's this one, which is like it's kind of like a day party, but it's focused around graffiti and hip hop and breakdancing and stuff like that. And then there's another one, which I don't have to start until next week. That is more of like a rave. So yeah, I want both of them to feel very like dynamic and crazy and fun and whatever. Yeah, we want them to be like character based. So that's great. But yeah, this pose that I'm working with is a lot more difficult than I thought it was going to be. I found a reference from like some shoe ad or something that was like the base of the pose, but looking at like how the clothing drapes and shit like that, I'm having a bit of trouble. It's a little bit more difficult than I expected, so I probably will have to take some reference, which we love doing, so that's fine. And then yeah, for my other one, so that one being a rave, it's kind of centered around like DJs and stuff. There's a bunch of DJs flying in to do the event, so we want the main character to be the DJ. And so I think, I don't know, I'm like a fan of those like boiler room videos or whatever. I've been getting a lot of them on Instagram of just like really good transitions and shit. DJs have like a very cool vibe to them, and that kind of like, you know, underground rave boiler room aesthetic is very it's kind of what the vibe is for the poster. So I'll show you guys my shitty little sketch, but this is kind of what I'm thinking for that guy, kind of like centered down looking at the deck or whatever it's called, the DJ board. And then either like the main DJ person will have like lots of different arms, and they're like doing a bunch of different things on the DJ board, like wicking and pressing buttons and turning knobs and shit. And then there's some people behind them, kind of like how, you know, that's the vibe. I don't know. I don't actually know, but yeah, that's kind of the plan. But I have a couple more hours before I have to run. I am going to a gallery exhibition tonight. My prof from the figure drawing course that I took last week, he's in town for the rest of the month, and he's having a group exhibition with a few other, I think, local artists in like this like old abandoned brick building. It's not abandoned, I don't know, they just don't know what to do with it. So I think like the person in charge of that building just decided to put together an exhibition, so I'm gonna go and check it out, and yeah, we'll see about that. I'm excited to, you know, see his work and see the work of all the other artists that will be there. I definitely want to make it a point, you know, to go out and see art more. Like, I feel like, I don't know, I have an idea in my head that like, oh, my city doesn't have much going on, blah, 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 but there really is, you know, if you keep an ear out or whatever, you like hear the right things or look the right places. So yeah, looking forward to that. So I'm just sitting in the car after that exhibition, and man, I don't know if it's, you know, I only had some yogurt and rice crackers today, and then I had a beer here. But God, I love art. You know, I can think about art just on my own, like while I'm journaling, thinking about the love of creation and, you know, how cool it is that we as humans, sorry, I'm holding back tears, can create and like make stuff like that. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful, and I can't contain the amazement with that and the love of it. And yeah, I'm trying not to ruin my makeup. Yeah, what a treat, what a joy it is to be able to go out and see art and see you know, like the soul of somebody in their work and in a exhibition space. And yeah, it's really cool. I feel like, I don't know, the more that I grow, and like, I guess especially comparing myself, looking back to like when I was just a fresh grad and, you know, jumping into the creative industry and whatever, I adamantly declared myself a designer, right? Because I thought that the word artist was like a bad word. I considered like a quote unquote artist at the time to be like, you know, if you say that you're an artist, then people think you're like a fucking, you know, starving artist and you just make weird shit and like whatever. So that was where my head was graduating. I was like, I'm not an artist, I'm a designer. I'm like, in my mind, I was kind of like placing myself above the title of an artist, and like, you know, it's the whole like superiority thing with fucking like, I don't know, deep down I was so terrified and scared and all these things. So I wanted to place myself above what I was afraid people would judge me as, which is, you know, not taken seriously or, you know, that kind of thing. But I'm so grateful, and I feel like this realization and this like growth in myself, I started noticing after my first solo trip to Victoria, when I, you know, made it a point to go and see lots of different art and like go and see galleries and exhibitions and stuff like that. Mostly I think because, you know, it's a solo trip, what the fuck else am I gonna do? But a beautiful thing that came of that is you know, this little bud of appreciation for different kinds of art that I used to, you know, I don't know, associate with not being, or associate with like inferiority, because that's what I was afraid of. It was all just like fear-based judgment. And now being able to see all kinds of art and look at any piece and be able to like empathize with how they might have done that, or like what a fucking struggle it is sometimes to even get yourself to put a mark down, you know, at least from my perspective. And yet they did it, and it's there hanging on a wall, and it's beautiful, and they're showing themselves so bravely. It makes me want to cry, because I love art. Artists are amazing. It's just amazing. And I want to do that bravely. It's inspiring. So, yes, that's all I have to say.
This was great. I didn't expect to be sitting in my car crying afterwards. But yeah. As is the joy of life, you just don't know what's gonna happen next. So, okay, I'm gonna drive home, make some dinner, and yeah. Take this as an experience that I can look fondly back on. So, okay, bye. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I guess so. Feel free to, if you guys are comfortable crouching in front.
Oh, thank you. Yep. Oh, he put it away. Hi. It's me. I'm back. Not that I ever left. Not that you guys have ever would be able to tell that it's been like a month or something. Yeah, hi, holy moly. I don't know why. I just, for the past few weeks, I just didn't film anything. I didn't feel like pulling my camera out. I did a bunch of stuff, didn't feel like vlogging it. And now, you know, time has passed and I feel like I want to vlog again. So that's the explanation. Let's just keep going. I need to make rice for dinner. I'm gonna make tuna maki. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but I like cycle through the same, I don't know, 3 or 4 dishes for dinner. And I eat the exact same thing for like lunch / breakfast every single day. It's easy, you know? I don't mind the repetition. Sometimes I have like hyperfixation meals or whatever, and then I eat that for a while, depending on the season, depending on my mood. But yeah, the things that stay pretty consistent. And I was thinking about this because I also don't know if I mentioned this. I'm taking Japanese lessons now. I have a Japanese teacher from italki. It's like an online language learning platform. They like match you with, I wish you guys could see me. They match you with like teachers who are like native speakers in the language that you want to learn. And then you basically just have like Zoom calls with them. So anyways, I've been taking lessons basically like once a week for the past little while. And every now and then my teacher will ask like, oh, what did you, because I have my classes in the evening typically, she asks, oh, what did you eat for dinner? And I've told her like a handful of things. She's asked like 3 times and I've told her different things each time, luckily, but I feel like the next time she asks me, it's gonna be a repeat. And that's because I eat the same shit over and over and over. Like tonight. Good old tried and true tuna maki. Okay, you guys are actually sitting on my rice cooker, so I gotta move you to make my rice. Sorry, just, there you go. But yeah, what the hell? Okay, sorry. It was just very hazy for a second there. I was like, is my lens dirty or something? And then I thought, do I have a filter on it? And I don't, not on this camera, not on this lens. Hi, how are you guys? My gosh, it's been so long. So let me catch you up on a few things. I was reviewing some of the footage that would have been earlier in this video, I guess to start this video off, and I was working on some projects for that mural slash public arts programming organization that I've been doing a bunch of work for this summer. And yeah, I finished that poster. Here it is. I really love how it turned out. Everybody loved it. It was great. The event happened. It's over now. And then I did another poster for them. Here it is for another event that they had the weekend after the first one, which I wasn't able to attend. I went camping that weekend. But yeah, here you go. That is what happened in the time that I wasn't vlogging. And then I spoke on a panel, kind of. Yeah, I was on a panel, again, for the same organization. They held like a little urban arts conference and asked me to be on a panel for some reason. And I just yapped, as I do. It was about like editorial storytelling and stuff like that. And I guess like my perspective of editorial or like sharing or like telling stories or, you know, being depicted or perceived or whatever in a kind of sequential storytelling type way is through YouTube. And so that's basically what I talked about. Lots of other smart, cool people on that panel. Very interesting. If you were there, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope what I said was coherent, and yes, that was a cool thing to be a part of. And what else? That's about it. I'm like, it's so hot. We're just like at the beginning of a little heat wave that's starting this week. And right now it's like kind of peak hot outside. So, and I was just outside for a little bit. So, yeah, I'm just trying to kind of get my shit together, refigure out how I do this, how I vlog, because as we know, when I take long breaks, long pauses between vlogging, I forget how to act. I forget who I am and what I do. Yeah, while my rice cooks, today was just a normal work day. Did a bunch of like project stuff or whatever. And yeah, so now, you know, I might do a little bit work later on in the evening or whatever. But while my rice cooks, I thought I would do a little sketchbooking, because it's been kind of, I don't know, I feel like I haven't been sketchbooking as frequently as I have in the past. And I don't know, I'm sure you guys know, like, this is a reoccurring sentiment, but I feel like the lack of vlogging, the lack of pulling my camera out, has also kind of affected that, in that, like, when I am vlogging a lot, a common task or a common, like, I don't know, activity that I want to get on the vlog is like sketching or sketchbooking. So that kind of fuels some like motivation or some purpose to sketchbook. And I have been sketchbooking a little bit. I've been in the studio as much as I, you know, can be or have been able to in the past few weeks or whatever. And I try to remind myself to like do a bit of sketchbooking before I like settle in and do my work or whatever. But I don't know, it doesn't feel completely regularly yet. This one's cool. I did like I got a mirror in my space, kind of for this purpose. I did like a little quick little self-portrait in the morning when I went to the studio, and that felt nice. It felt nice to just like doodle something and then, you know, before getting to work. So yeah. Gonna do a little sketchbooking. Hopefully I don't melt, but it's the end of August, just about. It's August 26th today, It's a Tuesday. And so I need to do my Patreon stuff, my Patreon illustration. And for that, I didn't really know what to do. I was thinking like, I don't know, is there like, how am I feeling? Do I want to make a postcard about some sort of sentiment that I've been feeling lately? But honestly, these past few weeks have been like very peaceful and very just like nice. I don't know. It's been nice and good. And I'm like listening to myself, listening to my body, listening to what I need. And like, I feel like a lot of the things that I've been learning in the past years, months, whatever, I'm kind of starting to reap the benefits of that. As well as I've been paying more attention to my menstrual cycle syncing type vibes. I've looked into that lately, and that's been kind of cool. I feel like I've historically, right, on the vodcast, a lot of the times that I've been like all in my head about shit or like fucking overthinking shit or whatever, or like feeling a little bit like low energy or like bordering on like depressed is in the phases before my period or like during my period or whatever. And like, of course, it's hormones do affect your mood and your energy and yada yada. So this past like cycle or whatever, I actually have been paying attention and like tracking my shit or whatever, which like I feel like growing up I was a little bit in denial of my, I don't know, femininity, or like in denial of like me being a woman. I was like a tomboy, I kind of like didn't want to be like other girls or whatever. And so when like people talked about like PMS and shit like that, I didn't want to admit that I had the same problem. I kind of like buried it under, and I was like, yeah, that's not, I don't really deal with that stuff. I don't know. My shit's pretty easy. I feel lucky. But obviously, once I started paying attention to it, and like allowing myself to feel the way that I feel like that's a big part of it as well, of like the struggle that came along with, the hormonal, whatever, difficult emotions and moods and energy levels or whatever, is that I was in denial of, why that was a thing, or probably a pretty substantial contributing factor of my cycle, my hormone cycle. So yeah, that's been good. That's been really nice. I'm observing, like, I'm trying to find a balance between like, okay, so I know what phase I'm in right now or whatever. I know what traits or experiences, I guess, are kind of linked to those levels of hormones of at whatever stage I'm in my cycle. So that's good to know, but I also don't want to use that as like a, like live by it kind of thing, or like use it as like an excuse to like, I don't know, not live my life. Like my last luteal phase or whatever, my pre-menstrual phase, I did notice like I was more tired, and I was like, okay, I'm going to let myself rest a little bit more. I'm going to let myself like eat a little bit more because I'm hungrier, I have more of an appetite. And I will like not push myself to do too many like social things or whatever. And I feel like that's a healthy state to be in. This is crazy. Like I haven't vlogged for like a month. Pull out my camera, already yapping. Isn't that funny? I guess I have a lot to talk about. We'll get to the sketching in a second. I'm sorry. Or maybe I'll just like overlay the sketching with this yapping, because like that's, yeah, sure. I don't want, it's nice sometimes to have the option of like overlaying some actual art making and stuff, so that I can yap endlessly and not feel bad about it. What was I saying? Yeah. So it's a balance of like being aware of that stuff, being aware of, the state that I'm in or whatever, but also continuing to do the things and maybe like challenge myself if I feel so inclined, despite knowing that maybe I am a little bit more sensitive right now or a little bit more tired or whatever. I don't want to take away opportunities for like life and joy and, connection and stuff like that, just because of the point in my like menstrual cycle I'm in, if that makes sense, like my last luteal phase, I've been going to softball. We had our last game last week, I believe. And so like that's something that I'm not going to skip because, I like going outside. It's fun to see people and stuff, but I had a game like basically right before my period, and I was kind of expecting myself to be a little withdrawn, feel a little weird, whatever, be a little tired, low energy, but no, it was a blast. It was probably one of the funnest games that I had been to. It was just really enjoyable. And so like I kind of surprised myself. I was like, this is weird. I'm supposed to be depressed right now. But like, I guess that's not really how it works, right? I think I'm learning that, I guess, the more that you live life and like despite what point of your cycle you're in, you can still have energy and you can still be social and whatever, even though like technically you're supposed to be a little bit more withdrawn. I'm just, being aware of it to give myself the grace when I need it, I guess, or like when I am feeling a little bit affected by the hormones or lack of hormones or whatever. Having this kind of explanation for it, I think, is helpful to like not beat myself up about like feeling lower energy or whatever. But also like that's not the law, and also it's a bit of a dangerous thing with like, so now I'm coming into my follicular phase or whatever, when like the hormones are ramping up and you're supposed to be more like energetic and social and like you're thriving and creative and productive. And I can feel that like to a certain extent, like I can feel a little bit more motivated, I'm doing things more, finding that I have like more focus or like energy in the tank for sure. But also if I happen to tomorrow wake up and be a little bit like low energy or like unmotivated, unproductive, I'm not going to beat myself up about that, with the context of like, oh, I'm in my energetic, productive phase right now. What's going on? What's wrong with me? That's what I don't want. So it's a balance. It's all with a big old fucking asterisk, a big old caveat of like, okay, this is one part of me. There are a million other things that can, attribute to my energy levels, my productivity levels, how I'm feeling, all of these things. So it's just one piece of the puzzle. But it's been good. It's been nice. It's nice to, be paying attention to myself. It feels like a form of self-care. I feel like I'm caring about myself by listening to my body and by tracking, what part of my cycle I'm in and like tracking my mood and paying attention to all of those things. So it's been good. It's been nice. And yeah, so that's all. Anyways, I'm doing a Greyhound. I'm doing a Greyhound for my September Patreon postcard. This is just like the sketch that I have going. so far. I'm just gonna do like a cute little greyhound guy. I did a sketch of a greyhound in this sketchbook previously, just for fun, randomly. And I think like I was kind of just sifting through the pages the other day, thinking about what I should do for this next month's postcard. And I was like, greyhounds are so beautiful. So majestic. Just like, yeah. So I thought it would be cool to kind of do a little design based on that, because that's enjoyable, that's fun. And then just have a fun little time with like flowers and shit around it. So that's the vibe. So with all of that explaining what we're doing here, I thought it might be nice to sketchbook some more greyhounds, just to learn their shape a little bit better. Like, yes, I can just jump into this, but I do want to sketchbook more in general and right now. So that's what we're gonna do. Or that's what we've been doing. I hope you enjoyed, because I guess I overlaid the sketchbooking with my yapping. So there you go. I don't like how my mic is like fucking pulling on my tank top. That doesn't feel like that's good for me. But yeah, just wanted to pop back in and start this back up, get the ball rolling again. My little vlog ball rolling again. And yes, that's all. I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Hey, good morning. How's it going? Yeah, we're in studio today, as most days, honestly. Today's just gonna be kind of like a boring work day. I have this like massive kind of like branding project that I'm gonna be working on for the next couple months, at least. And then I go to Japan, and then I come back, and then I gotta work on it more. So yeah, I'm just kind of like ramping up, starting up the project. So it's a lot of just like computer time. It's like a design heavy project. And I also can't really show anything. So that's kind of taking up most of my work life, and is going to continue to do so for at least the next few weeks. It's just going to be like a lot of intensive stuff at the start, I fear. But yeah, hello, good morning. A couple little changes in the studio since you guys have seen it. I think I got a new chair. Yeah, I gave up on my little kneeling one. It was fine, but having a backrest is just so essential, and I feel so much more cozy here. I feel like something also about having a backrest is like it gives you like a sense of security, especially since like, you know, typically I want my back to the wall, but obviously I'm gonna face looking out the window, right? Because that's the best view. So yeah, having something behind me kind of like gives me like a nicer, cozier feel. And then I can lean back and can bring my thing forward. I can scooch in and just like vibe like this, cross my legs, shit like that. So yeah, it feels a lot more comfortable spending a lot of time here since I made this purchase. It's just from IKEA. It's like $90. It's great. And then what else? I guess that's it. I put like some kind of glare, not really glare, it's like UV / like heat blocking film on the windows, because I had noticed working that obviously it's summertime, it's super bright outside. Even in the winter, it's super bright in my city, we have like, we're known as like the sunniest city, or like the most amount of sunny days or whatever. But yeah, working on my computer, and it's super bright, so I have to turn my computer's brightness to max, and I found like my eyeballs were getting singed. And so I started wearing my sunglasses. So I thought, you know, may as well just kind of block off some of the intensity. And I had only worked yesterday with this new edition, and I feel like it's already been making a difference. It's like one of those things where it's like reflective on the outside and then kind of see through. It's like sunglasses for your windows. So that's lovely. And yeah, it's gonna be a fucking hot one today again. So I'll probably go turn the fans on. This, like, I feel like I talked about this before. This office, this like warehouse thingy does have AC, but it's like technically two like big warehouse bays, and only one side has the AC, so it kind of has trouble circulating sometimes, maybe. I don't know. It gets hot up here. Hopefully the film helps, the fans feel nice, get some air circulating, and yeah, it's just gonna be a pretty focused computer work day. But before I jump into the absolute focus, where I can't really vlog anything or talk to you guys or show you guys anything, I thought I would do some sketchbooking time, just to warm up, just to, like, I don't know, get myself doing something a little bit more illustrative, not illustrative, but like artsy, before I jump into the designy stuff, lube my brain up with creativity. So yeah, I don't really know what I'm gonna draw, but I'll set you guys up and then maybe take a peruse on Pinterest, find some mind off doodle fuel, and then I'll get on with the rest of my day. Let's do it. Let's fucking do it. Good morning, you guys. Hello. How's it going? How is it going? Excuse my appearance. What time is it? I took my Fitbit off because I just showered. Let me go get it. 1 second. It's 9:20 in the morning. I got up really early. I've been waking up at like 8 lately, which is a little strange because I've been going to bed early, and typically when I'm able to go to bed early, I wake up at least at like 7. But yeah, I have the great privilege of letting myself wake up without an alarm. But this morning I put an alarm because I was planning on filming my Patreon vodcast / extra video this morning. Today I'm going on a trip to Kelowna, which is a little city in BC, for my good friend Sumin's bachelorette weekend. So yeah, today is the 29th of August, so, and I don't have the vodcast filmed, so I thought I would wake up and do that this morning, hence my early wake up time, because I had to shower and everything. And I do have time to do it still, I think, but I don't know if I'm really in like a entertaining mood. And I know like my patrons don't really expect entertainment from me. I wouldn't say that I'm an entertaining person or that my videos are particularly entertaining. They can be, I suppose, but for the most part they're just kind of like this. But yeah, I don't know. I decided I will have some time before the end of the month when we come back from the trip. So I'll probably just do it then, you know? I'm thinking it's gonna be pretty chill. I'm just gonna work on a little comic idea that that's been sitting in my brain that I kind of like sketched out in a sketchbook. And I'll just chat my way through that. But yeah, for today, until I have to go, everything's like basically packed up. I have a little bit more packing to do. But while I'm enjoying my morning tea, I thought that I would work a little bit on that Greyhound postcard drawing thingy, also for Patreon. So that's what we're doing. That's what this intro talking bit is leading up into. Yeah. I'm tired. I feel like it was a bad move making myself wake up early because it's gonna be a long day today. We got plans. Oh, we got plans. But yeah, anyways. I haven't really touched it since I showed you guys that sketch or whatever, so I'm just gonna get it started and then get myself in a good place, so that it's like less of a daunting task to pull this out while I'm away this weekend, because I plan to, obviously I need to get it done for the beginning of September, which is on Monday. So yeah, I'm thinking if I give myself a good start now before we leave, then I can just kind of etch away at it when we find some chill time over the weekend. So yeah, let's get into it. a morning, you guys. Hello, how's it going? How are you? Sorry. It's Tuesday. It's the Tuesday after, it's already 9? Damn. It's the Tuesday after coming back from that bachelorette trip. It was lovely, obviously. So much fun. And yesterday I was very tired, right? I didn't film anything on the vlog because it was, it was a full day of Patreon stuff, and also I was a shell of a human being. Just lots to do. I finished up my Patreon illustration while I was filming my vlogcast, so that's why it's not on this vlog, but I'll show it on screen now. It's cute. It's cute or whatever. Yeah, here it is. I don't know when this video is coming out, but if it's still September, by the time that it does, you can sign up and get it in the mail if you want to. Yeah, just doing my little journaling morning situation, and lately I've been doing my journaling out on the deck, because I have a deck now that I can enjoy, so that's been really nice. But today, lately we've been going through like a bit of a heat wave. It's been really hot, and now that's kind of come to an end-ish, so the temperature is getting a little bit more moderate, but now we're kind of in a air quality warning, so the air's not great outside. So I thought I would come in here and do my journaling, and lately I've been enjoying like facing this way. I know it looks funny from out there, but I don't know, it's nice to like look outside and like kind of creep on the people that are walking by and like look at the trees and shit, and then just like meditate sometimes, think about whatever, do my journaling. Yeah, it's a nice view. It's not anything special, it's just my street, but I'm friends with the trees in my yard and the trees across there. They don't know that we're friends, but I know that we're friends. The ones across there, the close ones, they know that we're friends. But yeah, I need to go pick up a print today, like an exhibition print. It was like a stuff with one of my clients that I was doing a bunch of work for this summer. They were having a bunch of programming at a brewery, and then the brewery invited a bunch of us artists to exhibit some art in their space, and so I did, and now the exhibition is over, so I need to go pick that up today. It's just like a print of a digital piece that I had worked on a little while ago, or like a few years ago, so gotta grab that, and then I'm going into the studio today. And this week is gonna be busy, as most weeks are. I have a bunch of work, like work, client work that I need to do. But also I'm like itching to grant myself some time to like paint or something, or like explore in my sketchbook, or like, I don't know, play with stuff, play with art. So I'll probably do a little bit of that today. I do have a project. I forget what I've said. I have a project that I'm working on that I need to get done basically this month. I have the month to do it, but it's like a big kind of branding thing, and they want to see some progress at the end of this week. So I kind of have to like focus and put something together by Friday. But like, I don't know. I got time, right? I want to find a balance of like, I guess like separating time that I allow for myself to like play and explore what I want to do, and then give myself dedicated time to like do the work stuff. So I don't know, I'm planning on like today I'll give myself a bit of sketchbooking time, work on the work stuff for a little bit, see where I get. If that's not really going anywhere, then I'll go back to my own stuff. And then tomorrow I'll dedicate the day to really focusing and getting a lot of work done on that stuff. And then hopefully, if that goes well, then like Thursday, maybe Friday, maybe not both days, but one of the days can be kind of a break for me to make art and do what I've been thinking of doing. So that's the plan. And yeah, I should get ready because I need to leave pretty soon here. So let's get on with the day. I'm like a mix of still kind of tired from the weekend. I feel like my body's still recovering. My voice is not 100% yet. I have like a weird taste in my mouth and like in my sinuses. I don't feel sick, but like it tastes sick, if that makes sense. So yeah, it's a mix of that, and then a mix of like, it's a new week. I get to go to the studio, you know. Life is good. So just kind of existing in between those two feelings as of right now. But yeah, let's go. I gotta go. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye. I forgot to flip my thingy open so I can see myself. It's not the best framing, but yeah. Hello, welcome to the studio. I'm gonna make some tea. Yeah, I was talking about this in the September vodcast that I filmed yesterday, but I've been trying to kind of transition from coffee to green tea. This is a jasmine tea. It's kind of like a special one that, let me show you, that I was kind of like harassed into buying. Not really. Well, kind of. I was kind of harassed into buying in Vancouver when I was visiting. I was just kind of wasting time in Chinatown, I believe. And so I dipped into a tea shop, and the sales lady was like, "Do you want to try some tea?" Oh, somebody's here. And I was like, "Sure." And then I ended up buying this really expensive tea. It is good, but yeah. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, hello. We haven't met.
No, I don't think we have.
Sorry, I'm like...
Oh, all good. Sorry,
I will
didn't mean
stop.
to interrupt.
No. But yeah, I've been trying to switch to green tea because it's just like supposed to be better for you, right? And so I used to drink like 2 big mugs. I said all of this in the podcast, but I used to drink 2 big mugs down to like a little teeny mug, like half a mug basically. And then I just like let myself drink as much green tea as I want throughout the day, because apparently that's not as bad. What I don't like about coffee is that you have to, or at least for me, it's recommended or whatever, that you stop drinking like 10 hours before you go to bed or something like that, because the caffeine from the coffee stays in your system, whereas with green tea it's like, I don't know, 4 hours or something like that. because of the theanine or something, some sort of a thing that exists in the green tea. But yes, hello, we're in the studio now. I think I will do some sketchbooking time. I haven't like sat down proper and like actually listed out what I have to do today or anything like that, so it shouldn't be too crazy. I have like that one big project that has that deadline for the end of this week, and then I have a couple other things that I kind of need to work on that their deadlines aren't as close, but I do kind of need to pay attention to them because they will be fast approaching kind of thing. So I just need to focus. I feel like my brain is a bit mush right now. A very light headache, just from the weekend. Still, you know? So yeah, gonna set up here and then we'll just do some little sketching, or, you know, just warm up in the sketchbook and start the day off right before we get to work. So let's get to it. Also, do we like the outfit? I got this camo hat, which like I'm not like a camo person. I think because I used to wear camo when I was a child. When I was a kid, I was like, I grew up like tomboyish and stuff, and I thought camo was so cool. So I feel like just like my own younger self cringe, I just stayed away from camo. But this hat, like I wasn't gonna get it, but it was one of the only ones left, so I ended up grabbing it, and now it's like one of my favorite hats. It kind of makes a look. So I will show you the full fit. It's very like cozy. Hey, how's it going? It's Friday. It's Friday. Yeah, it's Friday. Just came from the gym, which is why I'm tired and sweaty, and my hair is kind of crazy right now. But yeah, when was the last time I talked to you? Earlier this week? Perhaps, perchance? I'm just gonna stay down here. I don't really care to fix this angle. Yeah, this week has been very busy work-wise. I think I mentioned this. I have like a big project that I'm gonna be working on for the next little while, and yeah, I got a request on like Tuesday, Wednesday maybe, that would require me to like do a really big push on that project. And then it turns out, yesterday I found out that it was like, oh, just kidding, never mind. You're chill. You can go back to your normal pace. So I was like, oh, okay, great. So yeah, I spent the morning just doing a little bit more work at home. And then right now it is 2:37. So I'm gonna give myself the afternoon to just like be here. I didn't bring my laptop, which feels great. Just be here and like sketchbook or read my art books, or I bought a new art book. It's like a teeny little thing. It's not really like a picture book type vibe. It's more of like a essay type thing, maybe? Pocket Perspectives, Timeless Thinking for Our Times. Painter and writer Julian Bell offers original insights into the art practice and ongoing importance of painting in contemporary culture, from Plato's distrust of likenesses to the seeming death of painting in later years of the 20th century. This accessible introduction to theories of painting is lucid, lively, and informative. So, might get into that today. Yeah, I'm really hyped on books right now. I feel like because I am not watching as much media. Did I mention that here? I can't remember if I mentioned that. It might have just been on the vodcast. My brain is mush. So if I didn't mention that, I will talk about it now. If not, editing leech, you can cut this out. Yeah, I've been not consuming TV shows in the way that I usually do, and like YouTube and anything else in the way that I usually had. I started doing this about a month ago now. I think it's right around a month. And it's been really nice. I feel like I've talked about before on the vlog of like how frustrated I get with myself when like I like put on a show to watch with dinner, right? Which is like normal, and like, you know, it's nice to get that rest and turn your brain off and just like lay on the couch. But I would get frustrated with myself because oftentimes if I was like in a state of like looking for distraction or whatever, or just like the way that fucking Netflix shows work or like streaming shows work, it always like leaves you wanting more. So I would often just like spend my entire evenings in the horizontal position watching whatever show was on when I ate dinner. And that was just kind of like, it was hard to break away from that, to like get up again and do something with my evening. So yeah, kind of like fed up with that. And also like I'm reading a book about, I'm not gonna pronounce this right, Montaigne. I'm gonna say it's Montaigne. He's like a philosopher guy, which is a book that it's called How to Live by Sarah Bakewell, I believe. But yeah, I started reading it a few years ago. I bought it when I was in Victoria in 2021, and then I started reading it, and then I just kind of fell off of it because I wasn't really feeling like reading. And it is a little bit slow at times, but he's a very interesting fellow. And so yeah, that's the book that I'm getting into right now before bed and stuff like that, and reading about his life, and you know, him being, he's like a writer or whatever, so it's a creative in a different sense. it just made me curious of like, okay, what if I tried to kind of make my life a little closer to what his was with like less modern distraction, if that makes sense. And like with any, you know, restrictive things that I do with like as like lifestyle choices for myself, like with sugar, my like non-eating sugar, I will still have sugar with like, I don't know, if it's somebody's fucking birthday, of course I'm gonna have birthday cake kind of thing, right? So like every once in a while, yes, I treat myself. And the same thing with like this media restriction, or like, you know, trying to step back from the grips of streaming services, the grip that they have over my time. I'm allowing myself to like watch things, one with Brandon when we watch it together, because that's kind of like quality time together, and it's usually just 30 minutes at a time because he's a weirdo and he doesn't like binging, which is great for me. It works with what I want to do. And yeah, if I want to watch something that like seems really good, like a good movie or something like that, or even like a show that Brandon doesn't want to watch, then I'll sit down and watch it, but watch it in the way that like I would watch it when I was younger, without like being on my phone at the same time, or like having it on the side while I'm doing something else, just like a background noise type thing. I've watched a few movies now, and it's nice to like sit down and be like, okay, I'm enjoying a movie tonight. I'm just gonna sit down, have my little popcorn or snack or whatever, and I'm gonna be fully into this movie for like the 2 hours or whatever and enjoy myself. And that's my opportunity to like veg out and be horizontal while also watching something that like I actually want to watch and like that I care about. What did I watch recently? I watched Conclave like last week or something like that, or maybe like on the weekend. Really good movie. I liked it a lot. And before that I watched Nomadland. Also very good movie, made me cry. Yeah, so stuff like that. I'm finding more opportunities to like sit down and watch a good movie now that I like am not constantly bombarding my eyeballs with media, whether that's like in the background or with dinner or whatever. So anyways, all of this to say, I've been into books more. I've been kind of relying on books to, sorry, I'm still down here. I've been relying on books to kind of feed that rest time that I like still need, obviously. So yeah, I've been reading the like art books that have been sitting on my shelf forever, and just today I saw an ad for Taschen, the publishing people, because they were having a big ol' sale on books, and they publish a lot of art books. So I ordered a bunch of art books. So I'm very excited for that. But yeah, so that's the update. I'm gonna settle in here. There's nobody else at the studio today. It's like I said, middle of the day, so I don't know, maybe Fridays tend to be quiet. I also tend to not come in on a Friday if I'm like not really feeling it, but I thought, why not? So yeah, I'm gonna settle in, figure out what I want to do, and have a nice little Friday afternoon in the studio here to do whatever I want. What a treat. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, hello, good morning. Hi. This, like, I really need a wider lens. This is not nearly as wide as I would like it to be, but it's just that wide lenses are so expensive, and especially for Fuji X mount, and they're just so chunky, you know? So I'm using an adapter right now. I've talked about this before, but I use a fucking, what, 35 millimeter lens? 27 millimeter, which is like pretty compact, and then I put a adapter on it to make it wider, so that's why like the edges are kind of fuzzy, but that's fine. I kind of like that look anyway. And those two things together stacked are like still lighter than the wide angle lens that I had on my Canon, the camera that I had before this one. But yeah, I'm just here before I have to head to my friend's house. We're doing some birthday celebrations for my one friend. She's turning 30, so it's a big one. And yeah, just continuing on with what I started yesterday. And I'm very happy in this moment. I'm very pleased. I'm drinking a delicious Jeju green tea that my friend got me from Korea in this beautiful handmade mug by my other friend Fran, in my beautiful bright studio all alone on a Saturday morning, listening to 13 Months of Sunshine by Amine. Great album. And yeah, it's just shit like this, you know? It's moments like this. But yeah, the painting is going well. I really haven't painted since that, yeah. The last painting that I did was in that painting class that I took in like fucking May or something. So that's cool and fun. Or I guess I did some painting in the figure drawing class that I took in July. So either way, whatever, it's been a couple months. And yeah, I don't know, like I've had this studio and I've known that like I want to use it for stuff like this, for painting like personal paintings and doing personal projects and exploring more of like a fine arts kind of side to my art. And like with anything, right? I don't know, starting into like a new endeavor, it's scary. It's hard to take that first step or like actually get yourself to a point where you feel courageous enough to do it. And yesterday I came in giving myself, like you guys saw, like I explained, giving myself the afternoon on a Friday without any work stuff with me, without any expectations of what I was gonna do really, and just gave myself the opportunity to make art if I wanted to and how I wanted to. And I knew I wanted to paint, and I had this image that I took when I went camping in mind of like, I don't know, I knew I wanted to paint it. And I feel like a lot of artists, I'm sure, you know, you have so many ideas of like things that you want to do or that like you fully intend to do, but then when it comes down to it, you don't, and you just kind of, I don't know, fall back into whatever's comfortable. Like I very well could have just sketchbooked yesterday and that would have been fine too. But I don't know, something compelled me. I felt the courage yesterday to start on this. And I do think the class that I took in May or whatever is helping a lot. Like I feel it feels like much less of a daunting task to like pull out my paints and get started on a painting. Just because I've done it and I know what that entails, and I know that I'm capable of doing that stuff. Of course I'm capable, it's just, you know, having done it recently, I feel more confident in just kind of getting started with it. So yeah, it's cool. It's a bit of a, so like with acrylic paints, obviously, like all of the struggles, I guess, that I talked about in the videos where I was like working on those paintings and I was in that painting class. Like I have this, it's not in frame, but like my palette that has like the wet sponge. I have that, and that's like cool and works well for maintaining the colors that I mix. But, and I guess maybe it is a good thing that there is this like problem or whatever, that yeah, there's kind of like a limited amount of time that these paints that I have are kind of available to work with. There are ways to store it and stuff like that, but unless like the seal is tight and unless you like check on it often, it can, like, there is a risk of the colors drying out. And of course you can always mix new colors and stuff like that, but that is just more time. So yeah, now that I have started this and it being all set up here and stuff like that, I would like to, you know, keep the setup as is, and then like when I do come into the studio, I'm working on this painting, which will be fine because other like client work, stuff like that, doesn't necessarily require studio space. And then keeping this stuff here, keeping my setup here, not cleaning it up when I leave today, it will kind of support, you know, this idea that I have, or that I had before I had the studio, of making my studio space for this stuff, for painting and play and, you know, exploring creativity and stuff. So it's cool that I'm kind of doing that now. And it didn't even take much effort at all. Funny how that works. But yeah, I just wanted to do a little chitty chat in the last few moments before I need to pack up and head out. And yeah, I'll chat with you guys later. Okay, hello. As promised, it is me again. Current November me, here to wrap up the vlog via a little voiceover. I actually recorded like a whole yap about nothing, basically, about the state of, you know, YouTube and how kind of slow and delayed my, you know, uploading has been, or like my recording of footage to getting around to the edit has been, and kind of analyzing that. But yeah, at the end of the day, you know,
it is what it is. I will continue to live my life and make decisions that make sense to me. And basically, I'm just feeling like, I don't know, the YouTube stuff, and like everything else, I will try and just have fun with it and not put too much weight on it, and let it be just a kind of casual, creative, fun little thing that I do on the side, that I put out because people like watching it. And it's nice to put things out into the world, you know? To not do that, I think, is letting fear win, especially if, obviously, if you want to make videos and you think of all the reasons why you shouldn't. That's fear talking, and all you need to do is realize that it is fear, and realize that the fear isn't really real, and do it anyway. Move forward bravely anyway, which is what I was trying to do with this painting. I was afraid to do it, and then I got some, light encouragement from another studio member, and I thought, like, yeah, I decided, like, I want to do a painting, and then was bombarded with, from my mind, with all the reasons why maybe I shouldn't, like it wouldn't be good enough, or is it even worth my time? And the answer to those things of course, any kind of art making is worth time. The concept of something being worth time is fake. It's not real. Because, as we know, the now is all that we have. And if you want to spend the now making art, and that's something that you enjoy, then of course it's worth it, regardless of what the outcome of that would be. Because the moment is not a means to an end. The moment is an end in itself. And so that's kind of the lovely experience takeaway that I got from working on this painting, and I'm very grateful for it. But yeah, sorry, back to the voiceover thing. So I recorded like a whole yap about fucking this, that, and the other, basically because I felt like I needed a long, yappy voiceover to end the vlog. And so, I don't know, I felt like I wasn't really saying anything. But yeah, I recorded that and then decided to delete it because it didn't feel good. And then kind of reminded myself that, if majority of my footage in these vlogs are paired with silence, or just like the audio from the video, that's perfectly fine and actually really nice as well. So yeah, as always, I'm reminding myself of things, paying attention to the things that my mind tells me that are based in fear and whatever, and trying to keep present and keep aware and maintain the peace and the joy that is my natural state in all things that I do. So yes, that's the yap, I suppose. And now let's go on to the ending portion of the voiceover. Yeah, Patreon. I have a Patreon. I post there semi-often, kind of. If you want to join, if you want to support me, if you want to check out the things that are going on over there. We got sketchbook scans. I do like photo dump postings, and just like whatever else, any other things that I think of to post there. as well as, depending on what tier you join, there's an extra video every month. And then I also have a postcard and sticker tier, where if you join, you can get a postcard and sticker in the mail every month. This is the one that is going on for this month. So if you sign up before the end of November, you will get these cute little guys in the mail. I'm really happy with these ones. I worked on them while I was in Japan, while I was in Koyasan, and yeah, I think they're lovely, and I hope you think they're lovely as well. So yeah, that's what's going on over at Patreon, and of course, just like every other video, I would like to give an extra special shout out and thank you to my patrons who support me and are so lovely to me, and I feel very grateful to have a group of people that are willing to receive what I put out. It's very heartwarming, and it's nice knowing that, you know, there are other people on the other side of this voiceover. And they are kind of the tangible manifestation of that. So thank you guys. And yeah, that's all for this vlog. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, please take care of yourselves. Please, you know, try and make peace for yourselves and be nice to yourselves and give yourselves the grace and space to just exist and do whatever you want with your life and with the now that we have right now. Yes. Okay. That's all. Bye-bye. I'll see you guys in the next one. I will see you all. See you? Talk to you? Yeah. I'll see you guys in a bit. See you? No. What do I usually say? I don't know. It's been so long. I'll talk to you guys in a bit. We'll go with that. Okay. Bye-bye.